Well, hello, people. How you all doing? Excuse me. Frog in my throat. I've been trying to get cleared out here so that I can speak and you can understand what I'm saying, and I'm not making too many old man noises. My. Well, I recently put out a video about can I find one man, just one man to come forward and say, I see it, and I'll say I see it. Now, not just one man, because I have that. A man that is some type of an authority, someone who is recognized and respected, or at least recognized, right? Uh, I mean, so many people of power and authority are not really respected, are they? But they do have a voice and they do have a following. And that's what I need is to get this information out there. Near 8 years now of nonstop attacks from the government, from the highest levels to the lowest levels, from sea to shining sea and into Canada, into Jamaica, and their reach is all over the world. Nobody has the cojones to stand with me because they don't want their life destroyed the way my life is destroyed. They don't want their business destroyed the way the Canadians and Jamaicans' businesses were destroyed by the United States government because they don't want you to know what I have to bring forward. Optimal oral health with cannabis. That's right. We rejuvenate lost gum tissue. When I made this discovery, it was written in the United States National Library of Medicine that if you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever and it's not coming back. On top of that, we remove calcified oral plaques. We prevent calcified oral plaques. The formulation puts a coating on your teeth that is impermeable to acidics like orange juice, apple cider vinegar, grapefruit juice, etc., etc. But being sick is what government wants. They don't want to kill you too quick because they can't get the money out of you if you're dead. They want you suffering a long, miserable, sick, disgusting life because that's how they profit. And then they're going to harvest you every chance they get in these administrative courts, which are not courts. All courts have been canceled, but you don't know that because you don't follow Russell J. Gould. You're following the wrong teachings, but we're going to fix that. I'm going to do my part to help fix that, bring that truth forward. But tonight, we're going to talk about a man known as Dr. Shiva. Dr. Shiva recently put out a video. It says, Dr. Shiva, the truth about cannabis, beyond pro and anti. The truth. Now, Dr. Shiva is a systems guy. He talks about systems. Well, we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, his video is very short, so I was just going to play a couple of excerpts from it, and then I come to the realization, hey, this is short enough. I'm just going to play the whole thing. So then we'll get into my correspondence, my communications with Mr. Shiva over the last year or so. All right. So here we go. I'm going to click on the YouTube video here, and here we go.
They get deeper training, and we take a topic that's very valuable to people. The discussion is going to be cannabis, the whole truth, reality versus hype, and it's free to all of our Truth Freedom Health Warrior Scalp.
Did you hear that? The whole truth. I'm going to back that up. I'm going to start it right back at the beginning. We're only 12 seconds in. Let's start that right back at the beginning. Here we go.
For the bi-monthly event where they get deeper training. And we take a topic that's very valuable to people. The discussion is going to be cannabis, a whole truth, reality versus hype. And it's free to all of our Truth Freedom Health Warrior scholars. Those of you who are not scholars, maybe a good incentive for you to want to sign up. We're going to be covering a number of topics. We're going to be answering many questions from the origins of cannabis to, is it work for everyone? Or what does the body create? To, does cannabis cause cancer? Is it a gateway drug? Is it mellow out everyone? Does it make you violent? We're talking about a bunch of things. But in discussing this, we don't take a pro-cannabis or an anti-cannabis. We don't take a pro or anti view. I just like don't take a left or right view. We think these are very backward ways of looking at the world. We want to take a systems approach. And to give you an insight into that, this diagram will help. This is the non-systems approach. This is what I call the blind man approach. Some of you may know of this story, which I've referred to a lot, of the Buddha, the enlightened one, who tells a story of a king who brings in 6 blind men. And an elephant comes in, and the 6 blind men each touch different parts of the elephant. The guy who bumps into the leg of it thinks it's an oak tree. The guy who touches a tail thinks it's a brush. The guy who touches a tusk thinks it's a spear. The guy who touches the trunk thinks it's a snake, and so on. But the reality is none of these people get a whole view. In fact, they get a blinded view of reality. And if they were to all sit together, they'd probably get some wacky looking animal. So this is called a reductionist approach that takes place in everything. The media puts it forward, the government puts it forward, the politicians, but it is the system science which can save, in my view, humanity out of this, frankly, madness that's taking place. And it's a nightmare of corruption, it's a nightmare of distraction, it's a nightmare of division being caused by the left and the right. And everyday people get caught in the middle because they haven't been educated in a systems approach. They've been told what to think, but not how to think. So we take that systems approach. And if you think about it, there's sort of 2 views, the anti-cannabis view and the pro-cannabis view. Pro-cannabis view is cannabis cures everything. Do as much of it as you want. It's not going to harm you. It's a wonderful thing. Eat as much, smoke as much. Great. It cures this, it cures that, it'll cure anything. That's one view. Another view is the anti-cannabis view, right? And this comes from a book that was written called Reefer Madness. Is a whole craze that took place, really very racist in some ways, very anti-cannabis in other ways, but it really was very ascientific. And so the issue is, which way do we go? Do we go pro-cannabis or anti-cannabis, right? Or which is the way? The problem is most of the medical doctors don't have any sound guidelines for cannabis at all. And the cannabis quote-unquote experts always give conflicting advice. And the media coverage is always exaggerated and hyperbole. Cannabis is bad or cannabis is a cure-all. So this is a world we live in. We live in this world of pro and anti. You can't make any headway out of that. You don't have any framework. It depends on where your ears go or your eyeballs are for enough period that you get swayed one way or the other, and 2 groups of people are fighting against each other. At VA SHIVA, we take a systems approach. Many of you know we don't like to take this pro or anti approach. And that systems approach, those of you who want to find out, go to vashiva.com/join. And I am hoping that all of you, for your own sake, will become Truth, Freedom, and Health Warrior Scholars so you can take the systems approach. We're really going to be able to talk about a Truth, Freedom, and Health perspective. So we're going to look at the many things that attack the scientific discourse on cannabis, on either way. We're going to talk about the science, the truth, and we're going to talk about its effect on health, positive and negative. And again, it's free for Truth, Freedom, and Health Warriors. And I encourage all of you to join. You don't want to miss this. I think you're going to learn a lot. Go to vashiva.com/join to join as a warrior. By the way, those of you who also just want to learn more, every Thursdays at 11 a.m. and 8 p.m., I host an open house. We have lots of great people who show up. You have a lot of chance to meet people from all over the world. If you think, oh my God, the world's going to hell, I'm so confused, you'll get very inspired at seeing there's a lot of people who are coming to our movement for Truth, Freedom, and Health. Please join us there.
All right. Truth, freedom, and health. And he's going to tell you about cannabis and systems. And he's going to go beyond pro and anti, right? Well, I reached out to Dr. Shiva long time ago. I've got him in my contacts. I have direct cell phone communication for Dr. Shiva. And so right after watching this video, I went in there and I put in 2 comments. Now, one comment was a little bit lengthy, and I talked a little bit about the attacks of government. I put my website in there. That comment was almost immediately deleted. Now, my other comment he let stand. I wonder why. So this morning, I called Dr. Shiva, and he answered. And I said, "Thanks for picking up. This is Ethan Dean." He immediately said, "Can I call you right back?" I said, "Please. I'm still waiting." I don't think he's going to call back. That's the same thing he told me about a year ago or a year and a half ago. So I sent him a couple of text messages. I did. And we'll get into that in a minute. Now, this is a systems guy, right? This is a systems guy. So why can't we talk about systems? Why can't we talk about the endocannabinoid system, the immune system? These are all as they relate to cannabis, as they relate to marijuana. How about the policing system, the jail system, the prison system, big pharma system, the medical system, the dental system? All kinds of systems relate to cannabis. I don't think Dr. Shiva wants to have that conversation with me. In fact, I'm about convinced. But if I'm wrong, Dr. Shiva, bring it on. Let's go. I'm your huckleberry. Now, I don't like what you said about all experts say this. No, that's not so. I bring it to you straight. I tell it to you straight. I bring you the facts. I bring you the experience. I bring you the proof. What kind of truth teller is this systems guy? Now, I put out a request on my chat channel. If you want to join my Telegram channel, the link is in the description of this video. Dr. Shiva's video is in the link for that is in the description of this video. So I put it out to my to the members on my channel to please go in and make comments on Dr. Shiva's video with regards to me and what I know. And hallelujah, one brave man did. And I'm going to read it to you, at least most of it, because I took a screenshot and I'm not sure I got the whole thing here. But he said, "That would be great. Thanks for reaching out. By the way, I checked your website channel." Oh, this is a reply to my comment. Okay. It's not a direct comment. It's a reply to my comment. By the way, I checked your website channels and you have some excellent resources in nature on a lot of different varieties of topics that give excellent resource that relate to history and our present time situation. Dr. Shiva and you, I would love to see you guys touch on topics and hear the wisdom you both share. I would love to see you guys come together and share your wisdom. Yeah, I'd kind of like that too. Whoop, sorry. Sorry about that. So let's see. What else? So I sent Dr. Shiva a text message this morning. I said, "Hello, Dr. Shiva." Oh no, well, when did I send this? I'm sure last night or this morning. "Hello, Dr. Shiva. Just watched and commented in the comments your video regarding cannabis. We have talked in the past, and I have been very patient for engaging in conversation. My website is oralhealthwithcannabis.com. I sincerely hope that you will reach out to me. Here is the link to my patent." And you can see there's the link to my patent. All he's got to do is just click on it and he can go read my patent. "Greatly suppressed and attacked by government near 8 years. As such, I can't yet break it forward. And no one wants to be targeted. As such, no one in the industry will touch it the world over. The United States already fixed me good in Canada and Jamaica. If you're ready to help bring it forward, I would be very appreciative. Best regards, Ethan D. Dean. Guess what? No response. So that would have been last night after I watched the video. So I sent another text message today to follow up. I said, can we talk about any of the following systems as they relate to cannabis? The endocannabinoid system, the immune system, the judicial system, the policing system, the prison system, the medical system, the dental system, the big pharma system, and of course, Dr. Shiva, it's crickets. It's just crickets. Now, this is a systems guy. He's going to talk to you about systems. He's going to bring the whole truth about cannabis. I'll bet you he's not going to say one word about optimal oral health with cannabis. He's not going to tell you what a malnourished endocannabinoid system you have. He's not going to tell you, probably because he doesn't know, that once your endocannabinoid system is nourished, you cannot get high on marijuana. It's impossible. All you can get is a feeling, which is wonderful because you can get a lot of different feelings depending on multiple factors. The strain of cannabis that you are ingesting, the way that you're ingesting it can bring about feelings. It can bring energy. It can bring relaxation. It can bring on appetite. It can suppress appetite. A multitude of feelings and reactions, but never a high. Once your endocannabinoid system is nourished. And this is a systems guy going to tell you everything and the truth about cannabis. Hello. Verified had a Greyhound bus, a mobile smoking lounge. Well, mobile smoking lounge. See, the thing is, this is a God-given plant. This is not a drug. It's a food. It is a healing herb. It is a necessary, essential herb. There are over a couple years ago, several years ago, there was 160 known cannabinoids, and it was estimated that there was another possibly 200 or so cannabinoids yet to be identified. However, we don't have research on cannabis. It just, you don't have good research on cannabis. And of course, guys like me who want to bring it forward, government just crushes us. Doesn't matter that I got a patent. Of course, my patent was denied. It was denied after the National Institute of Health ignored my submission and funded $1.8 billion to rejuvenate gum tissue. And at that time, the United States National Library of Medicine had it in print that if you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever. It's not coming back. So I went to jail in May 2016, and the National Institute of Health funded $1.8 billion to rejuvenate gum tissue, but they did it under a false title because they didn't want to get my attention. But they had my attention because the title of the study was Revolutionizing the Root Canal. Now, every root canal tooth is a toxic tooth. This has been well known for 100 years. And Dr. Thomas Levy reintroduces this teaching And you can listen to Dr. Thomas Levy, a heart surgeon, give a talk. It's on the homepage of my website. Find the address in the description of this video. Dr. Levy explains that he finds oral plaques in the high pressure ventricle of 90% of his patients. He claims that the toxic teeth are the cause of 90% of heart attacks. That every root canal tooth is a toxic tooth. Excuse me. Every root canal tooth is a toxic tooth. In America, the AMA, American Dental Association, a private member association, does 15 million root canals a year. Dr. Levy goes on to explain that these root canal toxic teeth are the cause of the majority of breast cancers, that they can be the cause of virtually any inflammatory disease. Now, you have 2 to 6 miles of tubules in the root of every tooth. When that nerve is dead, that tooth has no immunity, and there's no proper flow through those tubules. And in those tubules, bacteria can sit 5 side by side. That bacteria morphs into deadly, extremely toxic, extremely deadly bacteria, more lethal than cyanide. And when it's in a molar, Dr. Levy explains that the immense pressure of chewing is more effective than a syringe at delivering these toxins into your lymphatic system. Now, we prevent calcified oral plaques with cannabis formulations. We remove calcified oral plaques with cannabis formulations. Oral plaques are caused by carbohydrates, saliva, and bacteria. Now, you eliminate those plaques, which is a breeding ground for bacteria, which is a living organism that excretes its acidics onto your teeth, eating away the enamel, causing the tooth decay. That tooth decay leads to root canals to the tune of 15 million in America every year. Nice formulation, isn't it? And what do they do to people for cannabis? Well, they put you in prison for your safety. Oh, you had an ounce of marijuana, off to prison you go. Oh my God. It's unbelievable. All the people in prison for cannabis. Seed to sale tracking. It's just to indoctrinate you into being tracked. They want to track everything. Seed to sale tracking is an abomination. Legalization, hoorah, hoorah, kiss my behind. All they did was make more rules, more regulations, more laws, thousands of more ways for you to be in trouble with cannabis. Legalization of cannabis is the worst thing that ever happened. This is a God-given plant, and you're not to be administered by a corporation, United States corporation, your state corporation, your county corporation, your sheriff's corporation. These are all fictions operating as authorities, entrapping you, enslaving you, harvesting you, abusing you, trespassing you. And here we got Dr. Shiva, the man who invented email, the man who was running for some type of seat discovered the election fraud on his election, brought it forward. But do you think he's going to tell you about Ethan Dean? Do you think he's going to tell you about my patent? Do you think he's going to tell you the history of the attacks, the oppression and suppression from the United States? Do you think he's going to tell you about optimal oral health with cannabis? Do you think he's going to tell you about your endocannabinoid system? Do you think Mr. Systems Man is going to tell you about your endocannabinoid system and how malnourished it is? And that if you have a nourished endocannabinoid system, all of a sudden your immune system is boosted like this. No, he's not going to tell you about your immune system and your endocannabinoid system and how they relate. He's not going to tell you about any of these systems, as far as I can tell. I want to take a look at the comments because a lot of comments came in here. Holy cow. Oh, same one. Well, we only need it one time. All right. So I'm really frustrated. I am. Because you deserve to have optimal oral health. And you should know that once your endocannabinoid system is nourished, you cannot get high from marijuana. Hello, Gloria. Glad to see you here. You can't. You can't get high. So if you want to get high, well, you're going to have to consume amounts of alcohol or psilocybin mushrooms or peyote or DMT or LSD or something. There's all kind of natural things that'll get you high, that'll get you intoxicated. And what is this? What happens with many of these intoxications? It numbs down the body. It numbs down the body and it enhances your spiritual. So if you want to be in touch with your creator, you want to have a spiritual experience, you want to heighten your spirituality. And to be able to numb down the effects of the body while you're searching for your spirituality is important. But nobody's going to tell you this except me. I'm the one who's going to tell you. And I do. And I keep bringing it. So we had, I had an interview with Mark Keyshawn Christopher. Yeah, he played a little game. He did. He played the game of fuck around and find out. Now I reached out to him, sent an email. I didn't know this until just minutes before the interview, what I'm about to tell you. And that is that somebody introduced me to him with one of my videos on oral health with cannabis about 3 days before he got my email. Now, apparently he didn't read my email because my email was talking about freedom. And that's what I wanted to talk about. And he had a guy on the day before, just a deadpan. And Mark's talking, he's saying, I don't think my message is getting across. And I was like, good. Tomorrow, I'm going to help you get that message across. And I had a lot of information for Americans. But Mark Keyshawn Christopher, he didn't want to hear it. And the only reason he had me on was to help me with my cannabis situation. And he said that he had gum tissue, gum problems, and that he wanted to know about it. And I said, we'll talk about that. But we never got to it. In fact, he cut the interview short. So I kind of missed my chance there to talk about cannabis. I did. And he's got a big audience. Didn't share my information, didn't share my website, didn't share my Telegram or my YouTube. No information about me. I'm looking for one man, male or female, anywhere on this planet, anywhere in the universe, anywhere in the ether. Jesus Christ, come on back. Maybe it needs to be you, Jesus. Need a brave man. One brave man that's recognized as an authority, that has a reach, that can reach the people. So I'm encouraging everybody to go into the description of this video, and down at the bottom, you'll find a link to Dr. Shiva's video. Click on that. It's just a short video. Go into the comments and make some good comments about Ethan Dean, Optimal Oral Health, oralhealthwithcannabis.com. This man needs to be pushed. He's out there telling you what a systems guy he is. He invented email, for Christ's sake. He's a genius. He figured out the issues with the corruption in his election. He took it to court. He's a genius. He's going to tell you the whole truth about marijuana. Health freedom fighter. I'm going to say he's a health freedom denier. Of course, Dr. Shiva, you got a chance to come on here and fix that. You got an opportunity to do something. But if you don't, brother, I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to keep calling you out. Because in my opinion, you're a phony. And nobody should be listening to a phony. Nobody should be giving credence to a phony. Should they? So, we're just going to keep pushing it out, folks. We're just going to keep pushing it out. And one day it's going to happen. One day it's going to happen. Now, I was listening to a prophet today. Maybe I'll pull this up and play it, because this kind of blew my mind. This really kind of blew my mind. For those of you who know Julie, oh my goodness, I'm pretty sure it's Julie Taylor. I was listening to her, and I had kind of stepped away for a second. I mean, I wasn't sitting right next to the speaker, and I hear her say, the name Ethan will be in the news. Now, it's within I think it's about the 4-minute mark. And so which Ethan is going to be in the news? I'm hoping it's this one right here. Because my day is due. My day is past due. I've paid my dues a long time ago. And it's time. It's time. So let's listen to Julie. Oh, we got a commercial here. Get past the commercial. I'll turn the sound down for that. Skip the ad. And Julie Green. Oh,
Big move.
There we go.
Give in. He wants you to give up on your victory.
I'm not giving up.
So he can defeat you when he doesn't have that right, unless he can deceive you out of what's already yours. He wants you to become complacent and lazy in your faith.
Ain't happening.
You won't fight him back. Your enemy wants you this day to completely give up to his tyranny. Don't let your enemies have something that doesn't belong to them. Freedom belongs to you. You are the children of the Most High God. Stop living underneath your privileges as my children. Stop your adversaries from controlling and manipulating your lives. Lord, how do we do that? Get to know me more. Get in my written word, which is truth, and it will set you free. And it will destroy the mindset of defeat. It will destroy all deception. It will destroy your enemy's control over you. He lost all control over you the day on Calvary, and when Jesus was raised from death and completely destroyed his power over you, and destroyed the curse in your lives. You don't have to live that way anymore. You are no longer slaves to this world, no longer slaves to your enemies, no longer slaves to this demonic Babylonian system. No, it's over. That is completely coming to an end. My children, take your places of authority this day in the mighty name of Jesus.
Yep, take your authority.
My glory, ask for it, my children. Ask for more of me, and you shall receive.
I'm asking, Lord.
And it shall be given unto you. These are your days, great days, filled with miracles. So rejoice because of what the Lord has done. Never back down, never give in, and receive what is already yours.
Amen.
Saith the Lord, your Redeemer. Harvey Weinstein, this name will be in the news. There is so much more to this story. You will hear it all who is connected to him, what they tried to hide and bury the truth that's coming to an explosive place. My children and people who are named, my children, people who are named in this dirty underground world will shock the whole world. Harvey is just one of many connected. Government, along with the world leaders, it's all coming out, and it's all coming to an end.
Amen.
Saith the Lord. A senator is about to fall to a major scandal, and one is about to die. I told you, my children, judgment is hitting their camps with no end in sight. This will be just the beginning of many who are being removed from their places of power, saith the Lord. Cardinal, this word will be in the news. A major eruption is about to take place in your government. The fake one, that is. My children, it's happening. The destruction of one nation and the birth of another one. Humphrey, this name will be in the news. George Bush is about to be in your news. A great scandal he is connected to, they try to keep hidden. It will fall, and others right along with them. A campsite will be in the news. A rock slide will be reported in your news. Also, biblical type plagues will be reported on. Ethan, this name will be in the news.
Ethan, this name will be in the news.
Angry Orchard.
I'll back that up 10 seconds.
Reported on. Ethan, this name will be in the news.
It's about time. It's about time the name Ethan makes it in the news. This Ethan. I'm looking for one journalist, one reporter one congressman, one senator, one doctor, one medical provider. You see, I have been beating it around the world for near 8 years. There's a doctor involved in a cannabis company. This doctor is an ex-military doctor, pro-cannabis. Do you think he will say anything? Oh no, he has better things to do, he tells me. He has better things to do. This is a doctor who's involved in the cannabis business who was a military man. He should be hung for violating his oath. Everyone is living in fear. My friends are afraid to be my friends, so they're not my friends. My associates are afraid to be my associates, so they're not my associates. My family life has been destroyed. My financial life has been destroyed. My businesses have been destroyed. I live in poverty. I've become a beggar. Oh, if you can support me with $1, the links are in the description. And I could really use $1 right now. I could really use $1. But at any rate, I heard my name, and that's really a little unusual. It's more in the last, say 10, 15 years, I've heard my name a little bit, like Ethan Hawke, the actor. And I think it's maybe Ethan Lucas, a content provider. But you see, I never met another Ethan until my firstborn son. That's a fact. And I think about the time he was 10 years old, Ethan was the most popular boy's name in America. And when my mom was carrying me, John Wayne came out in a movie playing Uncle Ethan. And my grandmother said, that's his name. So I caught my name from the Duke. Wow, Pilgrim. John Wayne, one of a kind, a man's man. Toxic masculinity. Yeah, right? Absolutely. So there it is, folks. Dr. Shiva, Mr. Systems Man, is going to tell you all about cannabis. He's a truth, health, freedom fighter. Come join his truth, health, freedom movement, where odds are you're not going to learn anything about optimal oral health with cannabis. You're not going to learn about nourishing your endocannabinoid system, which boosts your immune system, which will keep you out of the healthcare system, the dental system, the pharma system. And then what do we got left? We got to deal with the judicial system and the policing system and the prison system, right? And the school system. So come on, Mr. Systems Man, Dr. Shiva, Mr. Genius who invented email. Show me you got a spine. Show me that you have cojones. Show me that you have integrity. And call me. Invite me on to be interviewed so that I can bring this truth to your 240,000 followers on YouTube. Because I only got about 700. And most of them are afraid to put a comment in my video. That's a fact. Because they're afraid to FBI is going to come get them. They're afraid to give me a thumbs up because they think the FBI is going to come get them. And to send me $1, oh, that takes courage, man. That takes some real courage. Because I got lasers on me from all levels of government and have had now for near 8 years. And nobody wants to be destroyed the way they destroyed me. Nobody wants their business shut down like the Canadian and Jamaicans. 16 million in private investment they commit to me, and the United States freezes their bank accounts. Then when they finally get that all straightened out and I finally make it over there to Jamaica, what happens? Nothing but trouble. One thing after another, that licensing authority over there just kept changing the rules, until I had to come back from Jamaica with less than $100 in my pocket. That's when my wife looks at me and says, "You got to fix this." Goodbye. My wife of 41 years at that time. Goodbye. You got to fix this. I ain't fixed it yet, baby, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So, Glory is not afraid. You know what? There's a lot more women standing up than there are men. Do you know that there's estrogen in your beer, men? Do you know that that little colored strip on your triple blade razors is filled with estrogen? Do you know that there's so much estrogen in our water, in our drinking water, and in our lakes and our streams and our rivers, that frogs are becoming he-she's? We got a world filled with estrogen-laden, soy boys, skinny jeans, scaredy cat boys. 35 years of women's lib. I can do anything a man can do. I doubt it, sweetheart. But nice try. Now that you've emasculated the men and government is crushing you, you might want to rethink that. You might wish you had a little bit of masculine toxicity in your life. All these broken homes, all these broken families, the nuclear family is gone. Boys being raised by their mothers. It's a sin. It's absolute sin. So anyways, people, please click on Dr. Shiva's video. It is in the description of this video. And go put a comment in there. Encourage that man to tell the real truth and to talk with Ethan Dean about all those systems I mentioned. They all relate to cannabis. And Mr. Systems Man, Mr. Truth, Freedom, Health Fighter, ain't going to tell you about it unless he's forced to. So help me force him to do it, would you? By God. Amen. All right, everybody. I'm going to end it here. I love you. I'm fighting for you. And I'll be back real soon with more. Bye for now.